welcome to this tutorial. Please, if this is your first time of being here, like, share and subscribe to this YouTube channel so you get notifications when I drop new posts. So for this dress, I got this 3 yards of Ankara, and I actually cut out some inches, like 32 inches for the sleeve. So the remaining parts I folded it into 4. So it's an off the shoulder gown with an elastic at the top. So the thing you need to do is you measure the bust circumference of your bust circumference. You divide by 6 plus 1.5, whatever you get. You now remove how many inches you want the off shoulder to be. As in, if you want it to go down by 3 inches, you minus 3 inches. If you want it to go down by 5 inches, you minus 5 inches. So I actually wanted to go down by 5 inches. So that was what I minus from the length of the armhole there, and then I curved it. So I went in with about 3 inches and then I curved it there, as you can see. So that is actually the armhole, since it's an off the shoulder. This is actually a very simple method to get this. So you cut out, as you can see me doing, I cut out the fabric. Remember, it's folded into 4, so there's no need for the back to be longer than the front, since it's an off the shoulder gown with elastic. So I'm dividing it because I folded into 4. This side here facing me now, as in this side facing you, the viewer, is folded, but that other part, it has 2 open ends and one open folded part. So I'm actually dividing the folded part. So when you fold into 4, you actually understand what I'm talking about. So this is it. So the next thing I'm gonna do now is I want to cut the sleeve now. So I'm measuring the armhole round, and I got 8 inches there, as you can see. That's 8 inches. And then I want to measure the length now. So I removed 6 inches actually. That is for the depth of the neck, how deep the of the shoulder gown will be at the neckline. So it's actually 6 inches. So when you are measuring your clients, measure from the shoulder to maybe their chest line, then ask them how deep do you want it to be, so as to avoid mistakes. So our length is actually 45 plus 2 inches, which is 47. So I mean that's, I think, 5 inches there. So you take the 5 inches up, so you start measuring from 5 inches, so you get the length you want. It's actually a very simple style to make. So this is the part I cut off from the bottom of the fabric. I'll just keep it there. I'll use it to turn the neck. So if you want to see how I made this dress, make sure to like this video, share this video, subscribe. That's the most important thing. Subscription is totally free. Remember to subscribe so that once I upload the video on how I sew this gown together, you understand it better. So I'm actually measuring the armhole, as you can see now, and I think I got 7.5 or 8 inches. So I'm actually trying to make it flare, because that is how the sleeve is. So for those of you who don't know how to add flare to an off the shoulder gown with elastic, then this video is for you. You know, the most common type we have is normally have elastic at the neck, and then the sleeve will also be a puff sleeve with elastic, but this one is, it has elastic at the top, then the bottom is flare. So this is what I'm already doing now. Fold the fabric into 4, and then what I measured there, is 7.5. That's what I used to measure round. That's the radius of the flare, and then the length of the flare I'm working with here is, the length of the flare is 7 inches. So I'm going to measure that 7 inches round from all angles, as you can see, so as to be equal. The flare is actually 2-step flare. So I'm actually cutting the first step, which is the longer one. So if you follow this process step by step, I can assure you that you get exactly what I got here. It's actually very simple and easy. So it cuts along that part, as you can see. Just cut through. I'm actually cutting the radius out now. Okay, so I'm done cutting with it, and then this is how it looks. This is actually a 360-degree flay, and then I want to divide it now since I'm using it for sleeve. So I'll divide both sides since it's a sleeve. Okay, so this is it. I've divided both sides, and then I'm still going to fold it. So now take the dress again. I want to confirm the measurements of the armhole again. I want to confirm it again. So this is going to look like on it. Well, we're not yet done. We are not done yet. Still remaining one more thing. We need to create an armhole for the flay. So I'm measuring around the armhole again to be sure. So what I got, going to measure it by the open end of the flay. Also going by 3 inches like I did for the okay, yes, 3 inches like I did for the armhole of the gown. And then I came down by about 7 inches where I measured the armhole 7 inches. That's how I also came down. So that is exactly the same thing. So this enables the person to be able to raise her hand freely, and then cut through. You can see. So make sure you follow the line correctly to avoid any errors. So this is it. So this is how it's going to be by the time I'm done sewing this. Okay, so now to cut the small flay. It's exactly the same method as the first flay I cut. It's the same method, but this shorter one, so it's going to be shorter than this first one, and it will not be as wide as this first one. So make sure you watch me how I place it to avoid placing it wrong. I almost did a mistake there before I realized that it ought not to be so. So this is how it ought to be. Yes, like this. So before you cut, make sure that you are sure you're doing the right thing. Okay, so that place there is kind of pointed a bit because of the armhole curve that's there. So I'm trying to cut the armhole curve now. So make sure it's well curved enough so that you can accommodate the armhole of the person. Can accommodate the arm of the person rather. So now I measure the how short as in how short I want the second flay to be to the first flay, and then I traced out this first flay. Then I came up by 2 inches from the first line, just went up by 2 inches, 2 inches. Okay, so that's it. And then I cut. So this one is 2 inches shorter than the first flay. You know that one is 7 inches, so this one is probably 5 inches. I also cut off that white part. Okay, so this is it. Then also open up the ends of the sleeve. So you see, this is how it looks now. Wow, I love this. Thanks.